Good morning. It's Saturday, September 7th. I'm Lisette Nunez in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox local app. Well, a man has been arrested after the body of Zakia Jones was found inside a suitcase in Huntington, Long Island. Police arrested 31-year-old Ronald Schroeder at Penn Station. He's been charged with concealment of a human corpse and will be in court later today. And a Pakistani national in Canada has been arrested for attempting to carry out a mass shooting at a Jewish center here in Brooklyn. Federal prosecutors allege Mohammed Khan had planned the terror attack around October 7th, 1 year after Hamas attacked Israel. Investigators say Khan also posted about his support for ISIS. And checking the forecast today, cloudy with scattered showers. Tonight, the rain does clear out. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy with a high of 73 degrees. And we're just a few days away from the 23rd anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. And as we get ready to commemorate this solemn day, there's a new push to make September 11th a national holiday. Fox 5's Jody Goldberg has details on a new bill being co-sponsored by a Long Island congressman.
Richard Beckwith comes close to crying at almost every mention of September 11th. It was his dad, hero firefighter Bob Beckwith, a selfless man of service who stood beside then President George Bush in this iconic video at Ground Zero. Beckwith was 91 when he died from 9/11 related cancer earlier this year.
It certainly should be taught in school. It should be in the textbooks.
Richard and his mom Barbara believe 9/11 education is essential, especially for K-12 students who were born after the attacks.
This is the biggest thing that's happened in our generation.
You want your youth to know that we are a nation that really loves each other and want peace and the right thing.
The Beckwiths believe the day deserves more than a service and moment of silence.
They should just remember and pray for the people who died and be grateful for what they did.
Congressman Anthony D'Esposito is pushing for the 9/11 anniversary to become the 12th federal holiday, one where the nation can pause and never forget.
Closing our schools, our post offices, our government buildings, and really to reflect on what happened to this great country that day, and sometimes even more importantly, who was responsible for it.
This is just something that is just common sense.
But some speculate if 9/11 were to become a federal holiday, it could turn one of the nation's darkest days into another day off from work, one where federal employees would be paid.
I feel that we have so many federal holidays. I really think it's personal.
D'Esposito says there's wide support for the bill. He hopes to see it come to a vote later on this month. Now, if it does pass, it would mean September 11th, 2025 would in fact be a federal holiday. On Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
And firefighters in Brooklyn were honored with a tasty spread. Actor Gary Sinise and his foundation were on hand to serve meals at Engine Company 280 in Prospect Heights. Their purpose was to show gratitude to New York's bravest. The foundation has served more than 1 million meals to first responders around the country. Well, a New Jersey wedding venue is under fire after being accused of illegally cutting down more than 200 trees on their property. Fox 5's Teresa Priolo takes a closer look at what happened and who's in trouble for it.
It's a situation that's taken the town of West Orange by storm. Late today, the town filed charges against the new owners of the manor and a tree removal company that ripped out 246 trees without a proper permit. It is a situation that has changed what has always been revered as one of the most beautiful gardens and wedding venues in all of New Jersey.
The laws are in place to make sure that the residents are safe, and in this case, the law was violated.
The Manor restaurant on Prospect Avenue in West Orange is now a construction zone, and its beloved trees are gone. This is what the property used to look like: manicured gardens and lush grounds. As you can see on the Manor's old website when it was owned by the Knowles family, the trees made quite the impression as you entered the property. Now they're gone, ripped out by the new owners, the Legacy Manor Company. The town of West Orange says they didn't ask for permission and they didn't follow the town's tree removal ordinance. Joyce Rudin is with Our Green West Orange. She's also running for town council.
What the owners of this property did was to break the law. And by breaking the law, they negatively impacted the property value of the neighbors who live behind the manor.
One of the neighbors is Nick Collier. He's concerned that ripping up older trees with sturdy roots will exacerbate the flooding that inevitably flows downhill.
By removing these trees with great root systems that hold moisture, keep the soil together, this is now going to make it worse.
Some 270 trees were removed. The town believes roughly 600 new trees would need to be planted to remedy this situation. The new ordinance says violators could face a fine of up to $2,000 per tree. Petrie Engineering represents Legacy. They sent a letter to residents telling them they've applied for a tree removal permit and they do plan to replace the trees. But we are told this was after the job was already done. We reached out to Petrie on behalf of Legacy Manor for comment. We haven't heard back. In West Orange, New Jersey, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
100 life-size Indian elephant sculptures were unveiled in the Meatpacking District. The installation is called the Great Elephant Migration. Each sculpture was handcrafted with stalks of an invasive plant that's been destroying wildlife habitats. The project will help raise money for conservation. And with everything getting more expensive these days, including rent, more people are turning to different housing options to keep a roof over their head. From co-living spaces and even hotels, Fox 5's Duarte Geraldino takes a closer look at this growing trend.
In Harlem, Krista Guidry's home, with its fabulous kitchen, rooftop deck, and sweeping city views, is a dream come true for a young person with so many options.
So I'm a pilot for a private charter service, and we can live anywhere. It's really convenient to be on the East Coast.
But this is a co-living space called Cohabs. She shares it with more than 20 people. Her only completely private space is a small bedroom on the 3rd floor, for which she pays around $1,900 a month in a neighborhood where the average studio apartment costs more than $2,700.
Was it a question of money? Because New York is so expensive.
For me, it was more about the community aspect. That was super important, and the lease flexibility here is incredible. So
what does that mean? How flexible is it for you?
I can opt out at any point with just a 2 months notice. I can leave.
Krista is part of a growing number of people who are choosing or being forced to walk away from traditional housing. There's this one West Coast company offering people rentals that are so small you can't stand inside and it only fits a bed. These are called pods. Of course, you can shell out money to live in a tiny home or a shipping container. Some people are even choosing to call converted vans and buses home these days. What all these types of alternative housing illustrate is a growing mass desire for homes that are not only more affordable, but also that come with more flexible contracts and community. Daniel Clark is the managing director of U.S. Cohabs. His company is investing tens of millions of dollars in the U.S. housing market, betting people will embrace alternative housing in general and co-living in particular.
There's opportunities with seniors to do this. I think there's more unique components of student housing that we can crack into. So I think the sky's the limit.
For Susan Hayes, alternative housing was a lifeline when her family faced eviction. She found a 2-bedroom suite in Connecticut at the Avon Old Farms Hotel. For $2,200 a month, it includes all utilities and has no long-term commitment. She says living this way saves her about $500 to $700 a month.
Prior to learning that I was getting asked to move, I was on my knees saying to God, this is all too much. I just need some ease.
Her alternative housing also comes with a pool, ping pong table, and housekeeping.
I'm, on my own. It's just a little it's like having extra hands around the house to have those things out there.
For a busy single mom, the built-in help and amenities that often is a major selling point of alternative housing is a game changer. Duarte Geraldino, Fox 5 News.
All right, let's get a final check of the forecast today. Cloudy with scattered showers tonight. The rain does clear out. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy with a high of 73 degrees. And that does it for us this morning. I'm Lisette Nunez. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox local app.